ಒಂದೇ ಹಾಕಿದೆ ಅಡೆಗಟ್ಟು ಒಂದೇ
ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನೇನೋ ಮಾಡೋಗ್ತದೆ. ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ದಾಗ ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಚೂರು ಎಡವಟ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲೇನೋ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಒಳಗಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹುಡುಕಿ ಬದುಕಿ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತೀನಿ. ವೈಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ ಬಿಡಿ.
Hello, Namaste, Sastriyakal, Adab, Vanakkam. A very good morning to each and everyone who are present here. A warm welcome to AMHSSC-ESG Awareness Initiative. My name is Vidya Nagaraj and I have a privilege of being your anchor for today's event. Seeing a fully packed hall itself gives me a hint that this event will be a lead success area in producing sustainable apparel products in coming days. Before we start the event, I request everyone to please join me for lamp lighting ceremony. I request Mr. Dr. Saktivel sir, Mr. Naren Goenka, Ms. Katharina V. Mayor, Dr. Vijay Yadav, Mr. Nikhil Malhotra, to please join me on the stage. So now we have you. I request all of you to please join me. By that we'll start with the lamp lighting ceremony. I request all the dignitaries to please join me for lamp lighting ceremony. Mr. Naren Goenka sir, Ms. Katharina V. Mayor, Dr. Saktivel sir, Dr. Vijay Yadav, Mr. Nikhil Malhotra sir. We are honored to have you all for light lamping ceremony over here. The lamp lighting ceremony of darkness and the ushering in knowledge of and wisdom. As we light the lamp today, let it signify signifies our commitment to the growth and innovation. Thank you, everyone. Padma Shri Dr. A. Sakrive, Chairman AMHSSC, key personality in our Indian apparel exports. The concept of introducing e-learning course in ESG is the brainchild of Sakrive sir. Dynamically spearheading the team, he has made it possible to its launch in a very short span of time. Now I request Padma Shri Dr. A. Sakrive sir to please join me for welcoming our guests and dignitaries.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a pleasure to be in Bengaluru, and I find always wherever we go to India that Bengaluru are always different. So we feel always happy to see that because Bengaluru always looks cheerful. So let's make us also cheerful. Once again, good morning to all. We have our Chief Guest, Mr. Naren Goenka, my younger brother, beloved person, and you all know him as a Naren. He is one of the successful businessmen, not only in Bengaluru, all over India. We name the state, Naren will have some factory or other. All the chief ministers of states, even last week, Mr. Mohan Yadav from MP was there. He was asking me, where is Naren Goenka? So, sir, but I heard that he is putting factory everywhere. So that's why he is low, because he is one of the largest exporter and very valuable product he produced. You know, what I'm wearing a shirt produced by him. So you can, his shirts are sold $750 in USA. So you can imagine that, how quality minded. And also you know that, aware that we had a successful model tax. It is none other than headed by our Mr. Naren Goenka. And again, the next model tax also, he is going to be the chairman. And they are going to have a curtain raiser, I think, September 4th, Naren. September 4th, for the next year, also he is going to be the chairman. And he just stepped out from AMHSSC. His period was total period for us. So we thought that Bangalore, he will be the opt person to be the chief guest. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are talking about ESG, and everybody is hearing for last 1 year carbon footprint, and its regulations are coming. So that's a fear is created already between us. Now I think steel industry and other engineering industry has been already notified. So very soon we'll also get a notification from Europe and followed by USA. Then we thought in our sectoral council we should bring awareness to our people and also make them be ready to face the situation. Then last year we find that who is the opt agency or opt company for this. So we went to Switzerland, met Miss Katrina. So she is the person who is getting the blue sign for this project. So she is here. I welcome you also, Katrina, and my CEO Jayadav and my colleague Nikhil also there. Then we went and signed a MOU with them that we should create awareness in India with the exporters, and also we said that before getting to the certification board, we should have an online course for our exporters friends. So now very soon they are going to start the online course where it will be 8 weeks course, and the person from your organization, one or two can join, and that way they will get they educate that person what are the steps you have to take for getting into the blue sign certificate and getting into the carbon footprint compliance. So I don't want to say much of this because Katrina is going to talk about the online courses, also about the blue sign certificate. And my request to each one of you, please register yourself before going for the online course first, and by the time you understand that, you can also register for a blue sign. I wish this seminar or workshop is success, and I wish all the exporters and industries here utilize this opportunity, and we from Secretarial Council, we stand by you and we do everything whatever you require for this EH. Thank you for doing this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As a part of Indian tradition, it is time to honor our guest. Now I call upon Mr. Sampath Raghavan Raymond, who will be honoring our chief guest, Mr. Naren Goenka ji. I request Dr. Saktivel sir to honor our guest, Ms. Katrina Mayer. Thank you, everyone. In the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted by UN member provided a blueprint for peace and prosperity for the people and the planet. Without further ado, let's get started. Our first session will be a keynote speech by guest of honor, Naren Goenka, who is the board director of Apparel SSC, founder of Texport, and he served served to the board AEPC in various capacities. I assure you that this day gonna have a fantastic start. And I request Mr. Nayan Goenka sir to please join me.
My friends from Bangalore, but before I start anything, I must have this thing for Bangalore, my apparel city for last 35 years now. I was always confident when 20 years back, compliance started. India was confident, Indian apparel manufacturers were confident of fulfilling the requirement of compliance. I always said that is because of Bangalore culture. If Bangalorean manufacturers were able to score better numbers than anywhere else from India, and even the customers, you must know this, would bring their counterparts, their seniors, to Bangalore first to show the Bangalore units, because they knew that Bangalore would score better than anywhere else in India. So Bangalore has that culture. Now coming to ESG, Dr. Shaktivel, I must tell you that's not a fear. That's opportunity. So let's make this ESG an opportunity. So I feel this always that whoever is adopting ESG would always have upper hand, and he will have his factories, his workers always will have the job full of their work. So basically, I would like to inform everybody ESG is an opportunity for growth, for risk-free business. It is not a, so I must tell you now a little bit more about the apparel industry is a powerful driver for economic growth, providing livelihoods for the millions of people around the world. But this sector historically has been associated with significant environmental and social impact. So today it's urgent to address these challenges which has never been greater. Today we are here to delve into one of the most critical challenges and opportunities rather which I have been emphasis upon facing our industry, the implementation of sustainability and ESG into apparel sector. The apparel industry is responsible for approximately, I don't want to give the number, but it's to the a large amount of global carbon emission. And its environmental footprint extend beyond carbon to water usage, chemical pollution, waste generation. Fast fashion is particularly has intensified these issues by promoting a culture of disposability, leading to an estimated, again the numbers are so worrying that we should not get a little depressed by listening to these numbers in textile waste annually. As steward of this industry, we must acknowledge the current linear model of make, take, dispose is unsustainable, definitely unsustainable. The shift towards a circular economy where waste is minimized and material are reused and recycled is not just an option, but it's becoming a necessity. This requires innovation in material design and manufacturing processes that prioritize resource efficiency and reduce environmental impact. Beyond the environment, the apparel industry has profound impact on millions of workers, particularly in developing countries, such as fair wages, safe working conditions, and workers' rights have been at the forefront of discussions on sustainable fashion. Implementing strong ESG framework means ensuring that every worker in our supply chain is treated with dignity and respect. It means going beyond compliance. Compliance is taken for granted now. We should not use the word that our unit is compliant anymore. We have to look for our unit is ESG compliant. That is what we have to go. To create an industry with ethical labor practices are the norms, not the exceptions anymore. The consumer of today are more informed and more concerned about social impact of their purchases. The brand that fails to uphold these values will inevitably lose trust and market share. When we talk about governance, it is the backbone of sustainable business practices. It ensures that our commitment to environment, stewardship, and social responsibility are not just a word on paper, but are integrated into every aspect of our operations. Transparency, accountability, and ethical leadership are essential for building a resilient and responsible apparel industry. Investors, again, are increasingly recognizing that companies with strong ESG performance are better equipped to navigate the risk and seize opportunities in rapid changing world. As a result, they are demanding greater transparency and action on sustainability issues. Companies that embrace this shift will find themselves better positioned to thrive in long term. Regulatory framework around sustainability are rapidly evolving, especially in key markets like Europe and United States. Both EU and US moving towards more stringent sustainability regulations, reflecting growing concern over environment and social impact. Apparel industry, given its significant global footprint, will need to adapt to these changing regulatory landscape by enhancing transparency, adopting sustainable practices, and ensure compliance with new and forthcoming laws. Failure to do so could result in only legal repercussions, but loss of consumer trust and market competitiveness. I must tell you, there is a law already made by EU Parliament which will ensure that your each product will carry a digital passport which will contain the complete traceability of your raw material from farm to the factory where it final product is produced, with the circularity, that how this product could be recycled and made into a new product. All this complete detail will be in small digital passport. Today we use the wash care labels and all sort of things. Those would be the thing of past. There would be a digital passport would be stamped on each garment, which would contain a lot of transferability, your carbon footprints while producing it, your circularity of the product, longer lasting of the product. All this life of the product also would be in that small passport. So when customer would scan that, whole thing would come up in his screen. So, and we have to prepare ourselves if that law is passed and supposed to be getting passed, and it would be implemented sometime in 2027. So we need to prepare ourselves. So that's what I'm saying. Let's prepare ourselves, not worry about ESG. Let's start working for it. So we will not be caught unaware, and then we will not feel sorry about it that we didn't prepare ourselves. So my strong advice and opinion is that we should really embrace ESG. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, sir. Now, bluesign, the CMR Regional Director of South Asia, Ms. Katharina Varina Meyer, is present with us today. Ms. Katharina leads a team of customer success manager and specialists dedicated to supporting clients in the textile and apparel industry in implementing sustainable and production practices. With over 15 years of experience in customer relations, account management, business development, brand and university collaboration within South Asia
and the textile industry. Katharina has worked with global brands, retailers, and manufacturers. Her passion for sustainability and innovation drives her commitment to helping clients achieve their environment, social, and economic goals. I request Ms. Katharina to please join us.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here and thank you for honoring us with your presence and time. It's an absolute honor to be in India again. I love India and I love Bangalore. It's such a beautiful city. And I love textiles. And I'm so honored to be here with our dear gentleman from the AMHSSC, Dr. Sri Shaktivel. And thank you for organizing this cooperation between bluesign and the AMHSSC. We started last year, and we agree that it's a cooperation that is needed for the Indian market, that lifts the Indian textile industry to another level. Bluesign, as a Swiss company, is in the sustainability textile industry for the last quarter of a century. And for me, it's like over a decade that I work with this company called bluesign Technologies. And it's on our heart to bring sustainable practices to the textile and apparel industry. And this is why we are here. This is why we are cooperating. And we heard a lot of good things about Bangalore already. That Bangalore is an area for the textile industry that is advancing and being front runners, forerunners in the textile industry of India. And Mr. Narayan Goenka, thank you so much for the wonderful speech. It was enlightening. And thank you for letting us know more about your city and your area. And we are happy also to introduce our team members from bluesign in Bangalore. So we have Mr. Somasundran and we have Sumit Agrawal. They're both located here in Bangalore. Yeah, and Sanoj, we're our team. So, but for the Bangalore city, so that's what I meant, yeah. And as I said, we are thankful for the fruitful cooperation with the Apparel, Made-ups, and Home Furnishing Sector Skill Council, because we believe that only by developing our knowledge, our individual knowledge, we can raise the industry to another level. So this is the class, the goal of the course, of the 8 weeks course, that we say, how do we bring the knowledge of the ESG, because ESG, you can fill it with so many things. What is it? What make it tangible? What does it mean for our industry? What does it mean for our companies? So this is why we set up this class with the bluesign Academy together, filling the word ESG that James Gifford basically set up. Environmental, social, governance, what does it mean in a tangible way for our companies? And this 8 weeks course is really geared up to boost our individual knowledge about it and then bring this knowledge to the companies that we're working in. So our vision is really to bring to make India a cleaner contributor to the global fashion industry. And we are basically, we bring that knowledge in a very solid and down-to-earth way to the course participants. And for us, maybe Mr. Som wants to say something more about the details of the 8 weeks, because basically we set it up as an e-learning session. Every week there is one e-learning session, and then we have live sessions where we ask like question and answers are being tangled. And Mr. Som, I would like to ask you to the stage to just give us a brief insight, because you have worked with the bluesign Academy. Mr. Som is our face for the bluesign Academy here in India, and you have basically worked together with our team in Germany, who is connected with the EU regulations. We heard about the EU regulations, and thank you for introducing us a little bit to the course in a brief note. I give you this.
Thank you. Respected dignitaries on the dais and ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today, and I take this opportunity to welcome and also brief you 8 weeks session-wise breakup. In fact, for us, sustainability is the continuous journey, and we want to bring it to the last mile customer having the smile on the face. That is the objective, and it covers the end-to-end, like input stream to the final customer, having the future secured. So that's the outline. And bluesign, with 25 years of existence and a long history in the chemical management and everything, has the expertise, and the academy is globally very renowned. We developed this 8 weeks course with the support of AMHSSC, our sector skill council. The team in India helped us to bring the very important aspects. To highlight this, session 1 will be explaining about the introduction to sustainable fashion. And it is not the final product alone, sustainability not in the final level, even right from the inputs level, raw material, fibers to everything will be covered over there. And it is actually very objective-oriented, result-oriented, the sustainability journey we are going to speak on the introduction session. In the second session, we are going to talk about the historical perspective on the fashion and the fashion industry, the evolution, not very far, long history. After World War II onwards, how the production-centric fashion production happened, and later, mass production, then later into mass marketing, then, retail empowerment, and of course, now we are all living in the e-marketing and digital marketing. So how it evolved through, and in the process, how we utilized or unutilized or abused the raw materials and other things. All those historical perspectives, and of course, we will talk about the overconsumption of the natural resources and the role of fossil fuel fibers, man-made fibers, and what are the impact on air, water, chemistry and textile waste, and of course, energy, everything. So we will bring in from that customer perspective as well as the operations perspective in the second session. Third session, we will be talking about sustainable fibers, and we are all aware, and industry leaders, your level, it is not a problem. Actually, you are all decision makers, and you have better understanding on this. The sustainability, have very clear definition on that. But the second level leaders and the people working with you in the execution level and operation levels, we need to empower them with very clear-cut idea. Remove a lot of fictions, myths, misconceptions, misinterpretations, for which this course will be very ideal, and we will give them the complete note on what are the alternate fibers available, and how we can regenerate or reuse the fibers. Thereby, the input will give the better output as well as better results on the impact side. And when we talk about the alternative materials, we will be talking about their design thinking, and also the recycled, reusable, reducing impacts. And our goal is to achieve the net zero emissions by 2050. And many of the brands already declared they are moving in the directions, and you people are better aware of that, what is the goal is all about. And again, it is going to align with sustainability development goals, and the ESG is what exactly going to address that. And we will also talk about the use of under research and development happens on the banana, sugarcane, bamboo, pineapple and orange, and coffee bean, hemp kind of alternative fibers to be utilized for the better sustainability progress. And session 4 will be talking about eco-friendly textile processes. Of course, a lot of new technology, innovation, of course, developed with the technology and applications, and best available techniques for the chemicals and the textile processing management will be outlined here. And some of you may be aware that, on the pilot basis, South Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry with GIS Germany doing the BAT program for India in Ahmedabad area. But we are actually having the knowledge management system on that. And we'll be disseminating to the second level operated people's awareness program. That is where the focus is all about. And session 5 will be talking about our chief guest already given whatever I'm supposed to speak, he has given on the life cycle management and waste reductions and waste management and other things, especially on the carbon footprint and how we can secure carbon credit by mitigating all the impacts, especially on the water, air, and greenhouse gas emissions and energy chemicals. And LC about life cycle assessment about, we are also talking and addressing about the circularity, the pre and post consumer waste management, and of course, the 5 R's of the design thinking will be operating on that. And session 6 will be addressing on the chemical management and hazardous and harmful chemical impacts and how we can have to mitigate and address those issues. And session 7 will be talking about the social and ethical aspects. And Sir was already telling that how ESG is very important and how it is going to be aligned with the brands and retailers. And we'll be talking about on the social aspects and ethical aspects. That is what the responsible production management. And of course, we've been doing it. It's not the first time we are doing on the ethical side. We are very responsible equally, but at the same time, how we are going to integrate with the ESG part, environmental, social, and governance part. And session 8, the last session, we'll be talking about US and EU, European Union regulations on the CSR and supply chain management, and OECD due diligence guidance on the supply chain regulations. And we are also we will be giving complete input on the digital product passport, DPP, Sir already mentioned, and that will be reflecting the eKPIs. So these are the brief outline about the courses. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you.
It's a lot of input. So thank you, Mr. Samsundran. You see, you can utilize this course to train your team members, to bring them to the same level that you are already maybe. So utilize this course to really spread the knowledge about ESG. We are delighted to bring that course together with AMHSSC to the Indian textile industry, and it's really it's setting the solid base for the regulations to come. Yesterday we were in Tirupur and we talked about the tiger who is coming. And I like that picture because when we heard about the DPP, when we want to arrive at the DPP, Digital Product Passport, there are some steps ahead that we are going to take. So sustainability, we say it's a journey. And for us, it always starts with the knowledge building. And once the knowledge is there, you can walk the steps. And it's a very practical course to walk the steps, to arrive at the DPP at one point in time. And obviously, bluesign has the services that we offer, for instance, like impact service, where we basically, together with the companies, implement the content of the course. But let's start with the course. So thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for carrying this opportunity to build up the knowledge within your companies. Thank you.
Yes.
Dr. Shaktivel wants me to speak more about the impact service. So the course, the e-learning class is one thing. And bluesign for the last, as said, 25 years, we are doing basically sustainability consultancy work. Like really we are a sparring partner to train the companies, starting where they are. So when I want to run a marathon, I need to train in the best way and start not overwhelming my body where I stand. So I can't, or when I do yoga, I should not do the most complicated stretching things. I need to start at my level. And bluesign is geared up to be a trainer for companies in the chemical industry, in the textile manufacturing industry, and in the on the brand side. And in these three segments, we have experts of the industry to really to do assessments. To basically, when I run, I do an assessment and I know, okay, my lungs can take this much, and my muscles are that strong. And bluesign does that together with the companies that cooperate with us to navigate basically the fastest and best way for the specific company to arrive at a better level in terms of sustainable performance. And sustainability, it's so many aspects. It's also the monetary aspect, right? Without like monetary success, we can't sustain our companies. So yes, there are a lot of possibilities to save, especially when we talk about environmental KPIs, environmental key performance indicators, and we basically teach the companies, especially in this service impact partnership, to collect the right KPIs and set the right goals that make sense for the specific company, and then work together as a trainer, as a sparring partner with this company. And obviously this service then is following basically this in a way. The e-learning class is for the individual knowledge of the team members, and the impact service is then for on a company level to boost the company to another level. So I hope that's sufficient. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your inspirational speech, ma'am. Our upcoming session would be a presentation on knowledge adoption and practical implementation in business routines, sign-up procedures and courses timetable by Mr. Nikhil Malhotra, Deputy Director, AMHSSC.
Good morning, everyone. Firstly, on behalf of AMHSSC, I would welcome all of the delegates sitting here and sparing your time. Good morning, respected Chairman, sir. Dr. A. Shaktival, need not to mention, he is better known as the Bhishma Pitama of the apparel industry. Respected Naren Goenka, sir, and our esteemed guest from all the way Switzerland, we have Ms. Catherine. Respected CEO, sir. Okay, starting with the e-learning module. We will go with the introduction of the e-learning module first. We will be presenting here about and I would mention first that half part of mine has been done by Som sir and half part by Naren Goenka sir. So I am with very short of words to explain whatever I had to do. It has already been taken up, but let's start for it. As I told our chairman, sir, he's better known as Bhishma Pitama. With his vision, he wants to he wants to bring the knowledge of ESG principles and sustainable actions to be taken care forward in the Indian apparel exports, which can drive the meaningful changes and long-term success through eco-friendly practices. Further, we have our esteemed guest, Ms. Katrina. He has been very close to India since his childhood, and now he has already come to India and sitting here between us. explaining everything about ESG and eco-friendly practices, which will come with the growth of global impact and I would say global growth with compliance of the ESG. About AMHSSC, here I would like to mention that AMHSSC was incorporated in December 2014. And need not to mention, as sir already mentioned, that apparel sector is the second largest employer after agriculture. We have been having around 2 crore people joined with us indirectly in various services to provide to the apparel sector, and directly we have around 4 crore, more than 4 crore people aligned with us. And if I talk about our aim, major aim is getting the sustainable practices and providing the skilling worldwide, or we would say pan-India, and those people can spread it worldwide. About bluesign, it has already been mentioned, so I don't think I have words, but yes, this collaboration shall be a crucial part which will be playing a big role in the future coming regarding the ESG, as per informed by Ms. Katharina. And to precise, ESG shall be taking major role in the consultancy, providing sustainable management report and reportings, product stewardship, product carbon footprints, trade, tailor-made trainings. What is ESG? I think it has already been well explained by our esteemed chief guest and Ms. Katharina. So I would not take too much of time in doing it. But yes, I would like to mention that ESG compliance shall reduce the risk. And not only I would talk about the risk, but yes, it would unlock the future opportunities for the growth of the apparel sector and other sectors as well. If we talk about the ESG compliances, it has already been mentioned. So as I told that I'm left with very few things to be taken up. But yes, as everyone is talking about the carbon emission, I would like to say that it is the major reason for the global warming, and it is being done worldwide. And second would be the air and water pollution need not to be mentioned here, because everyone here knows that what impacts we are facing. We are on a daily routine, we are having the news that there would be no water soon. So we need to take care, we need to take a drastic step towards it. If we go about the social aspects of the course, then we should be having employee gender and diversity. We need the equality to be done. In the world, every person should be treated equal pay, everything. Second, as we can go, the customer satisfaction is the major key in the social part if we talk about. So we have to take care of it for the growth of the nation. If we talk about the governance, as already mentioned by sir in detail, I would just not mention it again. But yes, it is also a major part, so that the lawsuits and every framework has been taken care of in the near future. Now, if we talk about why we should initiate ESG in India, ESG shall be taking care of India in various ways, as it is present over here in front of your screens. But major part it would be taking care of will be the low poverty, I would say no poverty. Not low, it would be no poverty zone in the near future if we take care of everything and if the nation grows worldwide, so that as we can say, by providing education, that is another part, it will again go to less crimes, more jobs, opportunities, and reduce poverty rate again. It is again related to the no poverty zone. And need not to mention that we humans are the major reason for creating the I would say, life below water, because we are the reason for creating those pollutions. So we need to maintain it for the future, and reduction of water pollution will be a better life for the underwater, I would say, future. And life on land, if we have more greenery, less carbon emission, and we take good care of everything, then it would be more greener, and future would be better for complete India and I would say globally. If we talk about environment impact is the major reason which is taking us backward day by day. If we talk about the water usage, the major water usage, I would say, is in the apparel sector. The 20% of the global water waste is being done by the apparel sector. Carbon emission, again, if I talk about the percentage, major role of carbon emission is through fashion and apparel sector, again, that is 10%. Here I would bring you with some alarming numbers. We all are aware of it, but yes, I would like to mention it again. If we talk about the rejection and wastage of clothes, as per the American standards, approximately 68% of the clothes is wasted every year. It is annually wasted, and it is the 85% which gets into landfills, which is again creating pollution. If we talk about the landfills, 4% of the global landfills globally is from clothing only. Water usage, I would like to mention that 2.6% of the total water usage globally is being done for only producing cotton. 99% recyclable clothing, if we see here, I can feel that it's not to be mentioned, but for the sustainability and transformation, it is undeniable that we need to accept ESG and the compliances for the coming future. If we talk about the focus of the international companies and abroad, I would like to mention that Europe is focusing very much on the restriction of the imbalanced chemicals being used in our industry. For the usage of eco-labels, again, Europe is focusing too much, and as spoken already by our esteemed guest, that approximately by 2027, it would be completely applicable on all the products. If we talk about the focus of waste framework directives, then we need to take care of it in the future, because that is again a concept which will be taken under the digital passport and will be taken care of thoroughly. If I talk about US focus, so USA is much focused about the customer product safety and should be improved. So it is again a part of the ESG which is being taken care. Fair labor standards already informed, environmental protections already informed, so need not to mention it again and again. Let me take you to a little bit of market study. If we talk about the total exports of the apparel, it is 17 USD billions annually. But the key markets for India are US, Europe, and Middle East. If I talk about the reduction, we have faced as per the study of 2022 due to non-compliances and non-focusing on the ESG, or I can say not keeping much focus towards the chemical balances and production of the things. So we have reduced by 9.5 billions of the exports of our Indian economy. And but this 9.5 billion completes with all sectors. It combines with all the sectors. So we have reduced in all the sectors, so it is another major part of the growth which I should mention here. If we talk about the benefits of adoption of the ESG, I won't go to the partial benefits. I'll straight away come to the full compliance benefits, that it would enhance the growth of the business by 10 to 15%, strengthening the business with key markets, increase the potential subsidies, increase the brand reputation, complete global compete with the global competitors. So it will another be a key for the growth of our nation. So, and with thanks to bluesign for choosing us as the first nation to comply with and signing up the contract, I would really thank you again for that. If we talk about the sustainable practices, so again, it is a cost-saving effort. If we go into sustainable practices with labor and every aspects of the modules and cores, we will be having more labor, short changes in the staff, enhancement in the, I would say, enhancement in the productivity and low rates of, we could say, low rates of, I'm not getting the word exactly, so I'll just come back to that. Okay, increased revenues and reduced overheads, yeah. We would be having very reduced overheads by keeping our labor and everyone sustainable on this. If we talk about the social responsibilities, already informed again, I had to mention that fair labor practices, as already told, it would be a great part for the reducing overheads and enhancing the growth in the business, increase in the production, increase in the sales. So it will all go hand in hand. If we talk about the funds which have been attracted through the compliance of the ESG platform, so we have, as in front of you, we have had a growth of 51.1 billion USD investments in 2020, year 2020. And it was only done by adhering the ESG compliance attraction towards the funding of the FDIs, which is very important again for the nation. If I talk about the course learning structures now, so as already informed again to mention that we would be having a 8 weeks e-learning platform wherein we would be providing you with all the aspects of the learnings, and there would be weekly plannings. And to be very precise, one thing we missed earlier, I would like to mention that we have been planned a 8 weeks live session course, which would be having 5 live sessions. You would be provided with your study materials online. Every individual shall be having their own login ID and passwords. So that is very mandatory to keep it secured during the course, because that certificate has to be provided to you in that manner. If I talk about the cost of the course, it is the most reasonable cost. Our respected chairman has come out by negotiating with bluesign. So they were not ready to do it by around, I think he has negotiated it more than 50% with bluesign. So need not to mention that sir had several meetings by going to Switzerland and all. Now, if we talk about the modules, as Som Sundaram sir explained all the modules, so I'll take you to a very short thing. that how it will be going. We would be having first session with you, that would be an introductory session where you would be provided all the introduction, all the study materials. Post that we would be having 3 sessions with live sessions for the Q&As with everyone present in that course. And they can have their all the Q&A sessions with the experts. It's mentioned, screen has not been changed. It's mentioned here as 1 hour, but yes, be rest assured that we won't keep it restricted to 1 hour. We won't end it till the question and answers are over. Then we have the final Q&A and the course closing session, post that which we would be able to certify you. If we talk about why to join the initiative, apparel exports benefits will increase comprehensive understanding of the sustainable practices, which those will also be increased, and compliance with the international standards shall strengthen the business environment and the business growth worldwide and globally. If we learn about the future, so it has already been explained by the sir, so I think I have no words left over because everything was done by Naren Goenka sir, our chief guest for the day. Major part who all should be joining this. So these are the people we want to surely join the course with us and spare your precious time. The CEOs, founder members, industry professional, export managers, supply chain managers. I would say because we understand being time bound, they cannot do it, but we request humbly to them to kindly join the courses for the better future of the nation again. With this, I would like to thank you, and thank you, Ms. Katharina, for sparing so much of time with us and guiding us through ESG as we have, and thank you everyone for joining us here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for giving a clear sight on the way forward. Now we have an open forum for question and answer session. I request everyone to take your time for asking your doubts and getting clarified by our great minds in this hall.
Yeah, sir, 2 questions. One is this touches upon multiple stakeholders within an organization, manufacturing organizations. So the fees, that is 39, whatever is there. So it's for how many users are we doing, number one, because cutting across the entire manufacturing domain, so it could be HR who's taking care of the compliance, HR compliances. It could be manufacturing compliances. It could be somebody in the marketing who source the material and then purchase department. It could be scope 3 in terms of supply chain and things like that. So it encompasses major, in fact, all the domains of a manufacturing unit. So focus on which is given in this course so that you know how many users are there for this course. So that is number one. And number two, sir, me being in logistics, I'm more oriented towards scope 3 of supply chain. So, so what is the kind of rigor that the coaching gives in terms of scope 3? These are the 2 things that I would like to have.
See, the number of persons we have kept as a 39,999 per person. So if one company wants to register 3 or more, the approaches will see that what is the best rate we can offer you. Definitely, see, our aim is to educate people and come everyone into the fold. So it's not a commercial for us. So already as we have negotiated so well with the blue side, if one company wants to have 3 or 4, we will definitely come down our charges. Second one, what you asked? Somba, you have a...
Yes, sir. Actually, no, it is going to cover the session 6 and 7 will be addressing on the supply chain partners as well, and also answering to the requirements of European Union's supply chain due diligence on the supply chain management, OECD and other things. So it is apart from the regulations requirement, we are also empowering your suppliers, and their suppliers also will be in fact empowered to mitigate all the impact levels, so that you get the government as you get the right input, and that is where we begin that our impact services from the input stream management level, sir. So it will be covering your thing, definitely.
Although we want to cover supply chain, which forms a major component of carbon footprint, there is no structured way of measuring how far we have gone in mitigating this in scope 3. So to that extent, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 manufacturer or service providers, we are not able to measure the kind of impact it is making, although whatever we are doing. So in our sourcing, initiative, we take people who are more oriented towards the sustainability. So, but in India, we know that actually the transport sector and even in the liners and the carriers, so with new initiatives started from Merck's who are doing this methanol and things like that, so but it's slowly catching up. So, but then as a manufacturer of garment, how do I measure that? How do I progress in using these sustainable practices? Is there something which is oriented towards that in this course is what my question is.
Yes, yes. So as Mr. Som said, there is really like explanation in the classes. You said 6, 7, 8.
7, 8.
The 3 last classes are really about the how-to. So really like the methodology and the how-to, explaining the how. And coming back to your first question, we said per person because all these, like all the courses, all the 8 sessions are geared up to bring like the solid knowledge of everything that is compiling up to ESG basically for one person. Because yes, we are aware that for a specific person working in, I don't know, in carbon footprint or in footprint generally, then maybe the 3 last sessions are more interesting. But we think if there is requests for detailed knowledge, we are happy to also develop further classes that go into depth about specific topics. So that is something that we are already like in discussion together. Maybe you want to add something for the certificate.
Katharina, one small explanation to him. And sir, in fact, you talked about the supply chain partners and their trucks and the logistics level as well. But majority of the raw material side already we have 850 system partners globally. You can find it in our website, Finder, bluesign finders, and they give you, headache-free all the materials. The trucks and other logistics part, we are evolving actually, we are, depends on, because country to country and continent to continent, a lot of regulations changes. Actually, we are actually addressing that issue as well in the bluesign academy level. But your 70 to 80% of your raw material side and their supply chain partner side, already in fact we have done quite a lot thing over 15, 20 years. And you can find it in our website, the approved raw material, approved manufacturers, chemicals to enzymes, so everything it is addressed there, sir.
And Madam was just referring to 2 sets of learnings. One is for the actual user and second is for the company in terms of governance, So with a single user, how this governance part for the company is going to be facilitated?
Yeah, so the e-learning course is really to increase the knowledge of an individual person working in your company. And then the company as such can also ask bluesign for the impact service on a company level, where together with the experts within your company and the bluesign experts, we basically gear you up to have your data verified. Because it's one thing to be able to measure and know what to do within your company, and as bluesign is a recognized third-party verification company as well globally, we could verify your data. So it's more this service on a company level for the impact verification. Maybe we say something about the certificate for each person who attends the course.
No, not RPL. He's talking about that. See, again, we have discussed with the bluesign. Once you want to enter into the course, or once you want to sign with the bluesign or along with our council, you please give your buyer name of Europe and USA. So if your buyer is not registered with the bluesign will make sure that they will approach the buyers and make sure that they will sign with the buyer also, so that, see, whatever we do, unless otherwise buyer recognize the bluesign, we cannot do anything. That bluesign has clearly understood. So the exercise is already started. We given a set of nearly 200 buyers from Europe to them to approach the buyers and see that. So we also said clearly, everything comes, but suppose our buyer is not recognizing the bluesign label, then getting registered is no use. So that they are aware of it. Once you come into the fold, immediately you give the name of your buyers, we will send to them and see that your buyer also get recognized. 1 minute, I'll talk about the certificate.
Once that 8 weeks program is over, a joint certificate is being offered by the bluesign and Apparel Sector Skill Council. And you'll be glad to know that Apparel Sector Skill Council is one of the awarding body which has been recognized to provide the certificates in the areas of apparels, made-ups and home furnishing. So with that mandate, we'll come out with the nationally, the Government of India recognized certificate that on ESG compliances. Thank you.
Maybe one word to what Dr. Shaktivel also said about the buyers, because the buyers, yesterday we said it's like the tiger. So at one point in time, they might want the DPP on the product. So basically you offer the product, and with the product comes the data. But before that, you need to walk this way of getting ready. And I'm convinced that so many here in this room, you're all experts and you already walk the talk within your companies. I mean, you already have so many initiatives and experts in the industry where you know what to do. And in this class, we bring it all together in a holistic picture and connect the dots, because it's important to be able to connect the dots.
One question from my side. Yeah. Shall I? Yeah. So to take the ESG verification, this e-learning courses help us. I mean, to take ESG verification, so this e-learning course will help us if you take the e-learning course to implement ESG.
Well, your question is that the course, what you are going to have it, definitely will help you out, because this course will teach you each and everything what the company has to follow with to have the ESG certificate or a bluesign certificate. Definitely will help you. And according to your manufacturing sector, we can also identify some issues with your company. That also will be addressed.
Then consultancy is not required in that case.
It's not mandatory. Consulting is not a mandatory. But once you attend this, and there are going to be impact services first start with. There itself, bluesign will come and verify everything and issue the certificate. But the second and third step will be that digital passport and partnership with your complete vertical operation. that will be second and third step. So, but first step, you get it registered as a impact service partner with the blue sign. That will help you out with all the requirement of ESG.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, please.
Regarding I understood that this course is regarding the knowledge and awareness, but what about the training after that? Is there any next step is available? That is one question. Second question is, the certificate are you going to give for an individual or that for the company? So that, we are, if suppose in my company somebody want to participate, it's going to be the individual name or it is for the company, so that it is useful for the company to understand that, we have done environment, social governance courses. Thank you.
See, the company will get the certificate. Suppose you are Mr. Krishnan of your company, so-and-so will get the certificate.
Thank you, sir. My first question is that getting this course basically to get the awareness and knowledge about the environment, social governance. After that, is there any training need to be done, followed by to get this?
Somasundaram, you can answer this.
So the certificate for the course participation is for the individual who signs up for the class. And on the company level, it would be bluesign service on an impact level or on a system partnership level.
You are talking about the skill training development and the execution level and all. In fact, with AMHSC, we are going to work out and we will come out that. The first level, in fact, as our chairman told, we are making the entire spectrum of garment manufacturing industry make aware of the complete nuances of the sustainability. The company level and individual micro level training will be definitely offered by our AMHSC in consultation with our Blue Sign Academy resources. Definitely we will take care. Already we started doing with our impact partners and system partners, but after this follow-up thing, we will be coming out with the modules and we will be addressing to you directly. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
My question is, sir, today, of course, with Europe being, we are seeing that the whole world is becoming ESG conscious and everybody's customers are shifting and asking for organic and recycled products more and more. And I have seen that when we are offering them of organic and recycle, all we are giving is a transaction certificate, which means that we are buying organic yarns but dipping them in all kinds of worst kind of chemicals. So it's a half-baked organic product we are selling to the world. So if we can you put our attention to the chemical factories buying organic yarn and using more organically made chemicals and having a certificate for our factories, because the customers ask also if your factory is organically certified, all the more best. So if we can focus on a certification for our factories when they are producing something sustainable, organic or recycled product, I think India can have a large sector of share of the products that the world is looking out to make. So please, can you give some light that if bluesign is a certified body that the global world is going to recognize, and if our factories take your certification, will it benefit it? Because today, I think we are selling, in the name of organic, we are just selling yarns, but then polluting it in the dyes and selling it, which is half organic. So if you could help us in that we have a lot of factories who could sign it for it.
Thank you, ma'am. What is your name?
Maya.
Maya. Thank you, Maya, because this is a very valid point that you mentioned. And indeed, one section is about chemistry and chemical, like hazardous substances, basically. Because it's very true. I mean, when you have organic cotton and then your dyes are not really or containing hazardous substances, it doesn't make much sense. And the hazardous chemicals, substances, they stay a major part in the area where the production site is based. So in the environment and for the people that are the workers, it's not good. And as said, one part is about chemical management, about everything that is about chemical management. And bluesign's history is really also a big part in the chemical industry, because as said, we are working together with the textile chemical industry to reduce the hazardous substances that could enter the textile processes. So all the wet processing is a major focus of bluesign system partner work and also impact work. And for instance, the impact service that we offer to the companies includes a whole chemical inventory list check. And this is a focus area of bluesign's work in the industry.
Ma'am, you actually asked about that certification process. In fact, our parent company, AMHSSC, will take care of the verification and accreditation on the GRS and RCS part of it. So when it comes, enters to any other continent or country, it won't be a problem because it will be certified our principal body. But our job is actually on the input stream management. AMHSSC will take care of it, don't worry on that, because they are the approved verifier on the GRS and RCS part in India. So we have that collaboration, but when we do implementation, we cannot certify you. So that's why our parent company will take care of it. Thank you.
See, one good thing I have not mentioned about it, bluesign is a part of AGS. So AGS is the parent company, then bluesigns, whatever the bluesigns, if you go through their site, there are more than 800 companies that are used to that.
Correct. But the point here is really like the proper input stream management. Because as said, testing is good, but with the work together with the chemical industry, we can change. So we have system partners in India, chemical companies who work together with us for years and years to reduce the hazardous substances from the beginning. Because when they do proper product stewardship and reduce the hazardous substances, the chemicals that enter the wet processing are better and causing less harm to the environment and the people. So this is the whole idea of input stream management.
Any more questions? Yeah, please.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. My question is this, like as a garment manufacturer, we are having multiple certifications, and do we get any help or any exemptions, to be signed with the bluesign? Like we are having for the GOTS, we are having some certifications for the OCS, for the quarter standards. So any help we can get it, for having the multiple certifications for the multiple bodies. So will it help, or we can attaining the certification from the other?
Yeah. So there are overlaps and acceptance. For instance, you mentioned GOTS now. So GOTS, for instance, they accept our assessments, but that's really beyond the e-learning class now. That's really about the bluesign services. And for instance, HIC, HIC, Worldly, Cascale. So there is corporations where we say, okay, this is accepted, this is covered, because we also want to reduce the double work of certifications. So this is why when we speak about chemicals, bluesign is always on the highest level of the gateway for ZTHC as an example. So there are corporations, because we think it's important to reduce the double work for the manufacturers and for the garmenting mills.
As we are taking the certification for the social as well as the product, social and
For the social,
yeah, everything we are taking, many BSCI audits we are doing, all other audits we are doing. In this everything is covered. So if we go with the bluesign, do we get something if we show that we are the bluesign certified? So do we get any rebate or anything from the other, or we can get some exemptions?
Yeah.
Because multiple, if we do in other audits also same thing. We have to pay all those other audit fees and everything same way, because it's cost effective.
So basically, that maybe that leads into the buyers requests. So we know we have like system partner brands who ask for bluesign products because they know it's the biggest risk reduction that they can obtain when their supply chain from the chemicals to the final garment follows bluesign standards, bluesign criteria. But the buyers in the fashion industry, as many times it's purely about pricing or like the readiness on the market, like being fast and keeping the prices low. It might evolve that these buyers are also taking their responsibility in sustainable processing, sustainable fashion. So that's something that is now being enforced by the governments, because when the actions are not there from the brands' sides, then the governments, like especially in Europe, they stricten the regulations. So it will come. We heard 2027 with the digital product passport from the EU, but also like in Americas, the regulations are being tightened. But again, it very much depends on the buyers. But intrinsically motivated, we encourage to really get ready yourselves. And I know that you do that. And it's really like that's with this e-learning class, we set it up because there are so many facets and we want to cover and explain about every facet so that you can elaborate where is your biggest learning potential or like potential to implement activities that are leading to more sustainability within your company. So that's also about this course.
Thank you.
Any more? Yeah, one question I have is, after completing the session, chemical management, does it enable the individual to complete the risk assessment of a chemical?
Good point. So that's very detailed. So because a risk assessment of a chemical product is very detailed. So this one e-learning session about the chemicals will not enable you to do a full risk assessment, but it gives you hints. And in the question and answer setting, like question and answer live session, we can go into that as well. But then that's more like depending on the knowledge of the individual, we can easily train that on top.
See, so that if I know this, if it enables, I can enroll more people for the course. Because we do struggle now to, complete the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. But good point. It's very detailed.
Hello. Good morning. So my question slightly digresses from the e-learning course. Right? I'm Hafiz. I work for a data and technology company. So you spoke about DPP, right? Digital Product Passport. And Goenka sir also mentioned the 2027 deadline. So in terms of the Indian textile industry, how are we aligned with this, given that data now across multiple industries, there's no visibility of data currently, right? And if you want to get complete transparency by 2027, it's going to be a big challenge. So could any of you elaborate on that aspect?
So for us, this is why bluesign offers the impact service to the companies, because we need to align ourselves, our industry and the companies, to measure the data in the right way, because if you have data that doesn't make sense, the result doesn't make sense. And this is like a learning for the whole industry. And again, like it's like the standards are being set. So even for the DPP, the criteria, the 6 like how do we say that? like aspects that are being measured. It's not really defined yet. They have a proposal, but it's not yet defined. And with the work that bluesign does, we, with the companies, our system partner companies, our partner companies, that's their normal daily bread. They're learning which data to measure, and our auditors and assessors, they consult and support and bring it to the right way that it makes sense, the data. So that is very important. The data needs to make sense.
Make it a little more simpler on this. You will have digital passport. So whatever certifications you have got for traceability, whatever certificate you have got for your product for recyclability, whatever certificate you have got for your long life of your product, there would be agencies which will be giving, and those certificate would be, that passport would be backed by those certificate, which will be in hand of your ultimate brand owner, whom you are supplying the goods. So in case of any re-verification, any government agency in those countries can check your declaration in DPP. So basically, otherwise you have heard the greenwashing everywhere, that you can't just claim in your DPP that these are my standards, but it has to be backed by the some certification where bluesign may come in picture, or gods may come into a picture. Or now for traceability, I must tell the audience here that in India now, with the help of the government, Texprosil, which is the agency for promotion from the farm to the at least fabric, so they have come up with the complete traceability certification from where this cotton has come from, which spinning it has come to, which spinning mill, where it is being woven. So there is a complete traceability chain has been established. If anybody wants to use that, people can start using that. So those kind of declaration would be, your DPP would be backed by those kind of declaration. So I hope I did answer your question.
Mr. Narayan is always ahead of everyone else. So that's why today is chief guest. Anything else? We ask you to, please.
Thank you everyone for giving a spectacular question and answer session that was very enthusiastic. Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, CEO AMHSSC, boasts an illustrious career spanning over 2 decades, where he has established himself as a distinguished research and development engineer, showcasing his expertise in both industrial and academic spheres. Our CEO, Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, will now deliver you all the vote of thanks.
So right, we are at noon, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We had a very enlightening session with all the doubts from eminent industries, which clearly signifies the importance of this program. I stand before you today with a deep sense of appreciation for the commitment and the dedication demonstrated by each one of you present here. Your participation and the engagement in the today's event highlight the pressing need for the ESG compliances and adoption of the best practices for the environmental protection, underscoring the significance of these principles in shaping the future of our industry. So thank you very much, all the delegates. As we collectively strive towards the ambitious target set by Honorable Prime Minister of India for the net zero by 2070. So this particular step is a small step or initiation from our council. We must responsibly enhance our efficiency and foster the sustainable growth for the industry. Today's event reflects our shared commitment on integrating the ESG principles into our industry practices. The benefits of ESG resonates with the consumers, as Saktivel sir said, that if the buyer insists, it becomes a driving force. The investors and the stakeholders who increasingly demand ethical and sustainable practices by embracing the ESG. I extend my sincere thanks to our chief guest, Shri Naren Goenka ji, for gracing the event with your kind presence, sir. As an industry stalwart, your participation underscores the importance of this subject. Your insights have added value to the discussions today. Thank you very much, sir. My sincere gratitude to our esteemed chairman, Honorable Padma Shri Dr. Ek Shaktivel ji, whose visionary leadership has been instrumental in bringing the series of programs to the fruition for the advancement of our industry. And fortunately, the second event at Bengaluru has also been received well by all of you. Your unwavering support, sir, and the guidance have paved the way for the meaningful progress. Thank you very much, sir. I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Katrina and his team and her team from bluesign Technologies for partnering with us in this endeavor. Your collaboration has been vital in enabling the industry for tomorrow. Thank you, Ms. Katrina. My appreciation extends to all the industry delegates sitting here for showing the keen interest and taking time out of the busy schedule to attend this program. Your presence has made this event a success, and your contributions will continue to inspire for the positive change in our industry. I encourage you all to register for the course and book your slots for an early advantage. So it's my privilege to announce that the course, the first batch, is going to commence from 3rd of September. So as already spelled out by our Honorable Chairman, the industry should come forward and enroll for this course. I would like to thank the Apparel Export Promotion Council for their invaluable support in arranging in partnership with us. This dedication to promoting ESG in the industry has been pivotal in the success for the today's program. Thank you, APC. Our sincere thanks goes to our media friends for covering this event and to our event management company, Branson Communications, for their impeccable arrangements. Last but not the least, my heartfelt thanks goes to the hardworking team of my own council members who have put in tireless efforts all nights to ensure that seamless conduct of the today's program. Thank you, my team. In today's rapidly changing world, integrating the ESG principles is no longer an option, but it's imperative. As the textile industry continues to grow and evolve, aligning with the environmental and the social governance standards, it becomes increasingly critical for all of us. ESG provides the framework through which we can address these issues, the challenges which is lying ahead, transforming them into an opportunity for the growth and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, AMHSSC is committed to providing the industry with the various opportunities. On the line of what we have just released, the course, the e-learning course, we are also into various skill development initiatives and the capacity building for the industry. I urge the industry members to leverage upon the skilling initiatives ranging from training and unskilled individuals to enhance the skills of those with existing skills. So there is a program called Recognition for Prior Learning, which I will briefly elaborate to you. We take pride in mentioning before you that the Council, as on today, has more than 22 lakh certifications throughout the industries under the various skill courses. Through the so-called short-term training program, the individuals with no prior learning, I mean to say a candidate which is afresh, can get skilled over a 45 to 50 days of the training program. Now the industry benefits from gaining the skilled personnel through this initiative. At the same time, the industry gets remunerated to about 15,000 rupees per training program per candidate. And majority of this training is happening on the job, so it is in the interest of the industry to implement it. For those already which possess the skills, having some idea about that activity, they are well suited for recognition for prior learning program. And this comes as a tool for reskilling and upskilling for the industry, where they can gear up their workforce for the new challenges or the new technology which is implemented in their industry. Through a series of programs which is ranging from 30 to 120 hours, the upskilling and the reskilling activity can be conducted by the industry and within the industry, by the industry. And by this, around 2,500 to start with, a general remuneration happens once the industry decides to have this skilling program. So the RPL basically becomes a tool for the industry to remain competitive and remain ahead of their counterparts. Additionally, there is a apprenticeship promotion scheme which is already going on from the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Now, Apprenticeship Act is 1961 is well aware by the industry, but somehow to make it more aspirational, the ministry has come out with an incentivization of apprenticeship program, wherein the stipend liability by the industry is reduced. So through this promotion scheme, the industry typically pays rupees 1,500 less stipend to the candidate, while this amount of 1,500 gets paid to the candidate directly by the DBT through the Government of India. So that way, the liability for the stipend on the company gets reduced by the proportionate amount. And at the same time, the candidate, or I would say the apprentice here, once he covers the complete apprenticeship program, he is given a skill recognized certificates by the Government of India, and that becomes a value addition for him when he or her wants to go for a career advancement in his life. So that basically credits to the course, it gets credited to the course, which will help in for the higher studies. So you'll be glad to know that Government of India has set aside 1,000 crore rupees just for the disbursement of this DBT to the candidates. So it's a high time that industry should come forward and reap upon this benefit. So you'll be further glad to know that apart from this money, already there are around 21 plus apprentices in India which have got benefited out of this particular program. So this is high time that our textile and apparel industry come forward and engage the apprentice and reap the benefit. So as a general rule, the industry can take any amount, any number of apprentices over and above their existing workforce to a limit of 15%. So this again gives a good opportunity to train the youth, train the apprentice while he is performing the job on the machines, and at the same time industry has a option to get a selective and talented workforce at the end of the tenure of that apprentice. So as we conclude today's session, I urge all the export houses and the industry stakeholders to actively engage in our skilling initiatives. And rest assured, on the behalf of my team, I can give an assurance for all kind of support, whether it is the dissemination of the information amongst your team members. Our team will be very happy to come forward and have one-to-one meeting at your convenience. Our journey towards a sustainable future requires collaboration and innovation grounded in a steadfast commitment to the ESG principles. Together we can lead the change our industry and the world requires today. Today's event is a crucial step towards realizing a responsible and a sustainable future. Let's seize the opportunity before us and champion responsible growth. Embracing ESG is not only ensuring a prosperous future, for our industry, but also contribute to a better world. Thank you for your participation, engagement, and dedication to this noble cause. Let's move forward with a purpose and determination, united in our pursuit for a brighter future for the industry. I take this opportunity also to request you, once you leave, please take a token of appreciation from all of us, a docket which we have prepared for you. Thank you very much, and join us for the lunch. Thank you.
Thank you, one and all. Please get in touch with our team, that is Apparel SSC, for further clarifications. Thank you all for being a part of today's event. Have a great day ahead, and we look forward in seeing you in upcoming gatherings. Thank you all, and I request all the ESG team members to gather for a group photo.
Yes, please. Each one of you, please register before you leave the hotel. That's more important for me. Please have lunch with us. Please come.
I request everyone to please register yourself before you leave the gathering.